Hey guys, it's Sashi, founder and CEO of T-Drops here, and we're so excited about our March collaboration of our Tea and Chat series with Coolhaus. March is International Women's Month. March 8th specifically is International Women's Day, where we celebrate the social, economic, and political achievements of women all around the world. And it's also a day where we bring light to accelerating gender equality. And so we couldn't think of two more badass women to feature in this month's box than the founders of Coolhaus. We have Natasha and our own Freya Estreller here today, and welcome them.
Yeah, I'm Natasha. I'm the CEO and founder of Coolhaus. Freya, we founded the business together, and also now we're married to each other. We have a almost 3-year-old son.
And I'm 8 months pregnant, expecting a daughter.
Yeah.
I'm also the COO of T-Drops.
My background's actually in design and architecture, but I wanted to find a way to make it all more fun and accessible, and I found food as a great way to do that. So I started playing around with the intersection of, design and food, started calling it Farchitecture, food plus architecture, and just did different ideas under that umbrella. And one of them I started when I worked at Disney Imagineering, and the recession hit, and it was really tough times at the office, so I started baking cookies, making ice cream from scratch, naming the combinations after architects. I met Freya just at this time.
I'm more, the ops finance brain, you're more sales and marketing. So like the first question I had for her was like, well, what's your cost of goods?
Yeah.
And she was like, I don't know. I spent $70 at Whole Foods. And I was like, oh no. So you're not that type of architect.
We're gonna go make a pro forma set. I was like, well, what?
Yes. So, but yeah, we obviously have complementary skill sets.
Yeah.
We saw a marketplace that was ripe for disruption.
Yeah. There's this opportunity to kind of be the brand that we want to buy, and why not us? Why shouldn't it be us? And how are we gonna do this? So the next step was we went home and we thought, we don't really understand grocery yet, and we can't afford to, build a scoop shop right now. But, we had been watching this sort of chef-inspired mobile food truck trend take off, and we thought, let's invent the ice cream truck for our generation. That will be our entry to the marketplace.
Yeah, I remember Googling hipster ice cream truck.
Nothing came up.
And nothing came up. And I was like, oh my God, this is it. We're
parting
going,
of the clouds.
we're doing this.
And so then we go on Craigslist and we found a beat up postal van for $2,500. It had no engine, but it did have chrome rims. That's what we were paying for. We tow it to LA from Valencia, and then we just needed a really big event, like go big or go home. Let's make a splash with this and see. And we had both gone to Coachella Music Festival for many years. So we literally just begged them to let us sell there so much that they were so annoyed by us that they finally said, okay, you can come and you can park in the campground.
For free.
They did charge us some kind of percentage of sales.
They take a percentage of sales.
But we were the first food truck there.
Yeah,
we were the first food truck to ever sell there. So I think they just didn't even know what to make of us or what to charge or any of that. So you remember the truck has no engine. How do we get it to Coachella? Well, we had figured out that if we joined AAA Platinum, we got one free 200-mile tow. So the morning of Coachella, we pretended the truck broke down even though it never drove, and they towed us to the desert, and that is the beginning of Coolhaus.
And that's how we launched.
Yeah.
For anyone who's starting with an idea, whether it be a business or a nonprofit idea or really just anything in their life that they want to pursue, what are 3 things that you wish you knew before embarking on this journey that you now know for sure?
Thinking very big, but also very concretely. So sitting down and really making a vision for the brand, the company, let's say, 2, 5, and 10 years. And you really kind of map that out and you say it as specifically as possible, specific details. And actually, a friend who does a whole training course on this advises do it in present tense, like you're really talking about it and creating accountability for yourself. But also do that for yourself personally. And I think this is something as women we don't always do, which is to say, will I be happy? Will I be not burned out? Will I be fulfilled? Will I be making enough money at those different stages? And really put that thought to it. And I just always believe that putting something on the page gets you that much closer. I think when we started Coolhaus, we knew we had something big, and I think abstractly I saw images in my mind of whoa, this can be something. But now when I think about the future, how specific I am and what are those steps and how we're gonna get there and what those mean in different kind of more quantitative metrics, but also the feelings, I think it makes that so much stronger and so much more possible. You walk through a wall and you don't know it's there. And I think that has a lot to do with kind of origins and founding something because, like I think of if our 25 and 26-year-old selves, Freya's a little older than I am, by a year and a half, were to pitch us now on what we want to do with Coolhaus. I mean, knowing what I know about the ice cream industry and just about consumer and everything in general, you very likely could be like, whoa. This is, have you really thought this through? Is this a good idea? Are you prepared for how, intense and expensive? And you would have a million things that you could kind of feed back as like potential risks and potential downside because you know all those things now. But when you start out, it's about having this just conviction, gut instinct. And you do things and it's because you're not aware of necessarily how big they are that allows you to take the biggest risks because no data is going to tell you to do that thing. There's no clear answer, otherwise everyone would be doing it. And so I think it's important that you kind of always value that energy and you figure out how to keep that alive as you're growing and as risks come into play more and as you get more knowledge not to do things, that you keep alive that, origin spirit. Find the ways where you can, one, like lean into your instincts and that make sure that the way that you're going about your day allows you to like stay in touch with that.
Yeah.
What like just having that like personal reflection, like what is it about when you started made you feel that you could trust that and why was that voice so loud and clear? And how does that now apply to the things you're doing, forcing yourself to continue to take hard risks that may have to be difficult conversations with your team, but you just know this is something that has to be done and it's true to the brand or true to your own voice. Because it's challenging to do that. You have a lot more at stake as you grow.
So you guys are about to have a baby girl. What do you hope she grows up knowing for sure?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I think that, to use us examples of that, you can do anything that you put your mind to.
Yeah.
I think, like, I didn't really realize that with my mom.
Yeah.
Like, it took me literally until I became a mom, until I looked at my mom and I was like, wow, like, she's like a working mom. She's like on the board of the Sierra Club. She's, divorced and like doing this, raising 4 girls. And when I became a mom, I was like, oh my God, she like was able to like impact the world. Like she started like the recycling program at like the LADWP, like all these really cool environmental and sustainability sort of measures that she put in place. And I had no idea as a kid. And so I think just like, I hope little Nico like realizes that as well. Like you could do can do anything.
Yeah, I think something I really value in life is that you can work really, really hard, but you can have a really good time while you're doing it. And that's kind of was always my dream for my career, and I'm lucky that I do feel that, I'm ice cream and cookies. I mean, it's my mom's an animator and my dad's an architect, and they definitely had careers that brought in like this fun and creative element, but you can, make a living doing it. So I hope Nico can see that she can have the hopefully the best of both worlds for that.
We expect women to work like they don't have children and raise children as if they don't have work. And it made me think of couples like you who are still really ambitious in their careers, but also really ambitious about building a meaningful home life. Yes, sure, it goes into the work-life balance thing, but more than that, you always have a surrounding support system.
My sister, her husband, your sister, her husband. It really does take a village. I don't think there were any like expectations of how much they would get involved, but it does help that he was the firstborn grandchild on both sides. So he's very spoiled.
And the first boy in a whole generation.
Yes, correct.
I have a sister and Freya has 3.
Yeah.
So.
Is there a particular mindset or partner conversation or agreement you guys have in place to make this all possible?
There's no expectations that are not like open and known and transparent. Like I know that she needs to go and like be the best CEO that she needs to be for Coolhaus, and that means sometimes like, a priority of hers is like going out to work out in the morning, and that means I need to do morning time with Remy, make his lunch, get him ready, get him bathed. I'm okay with that. I'm pregnant right now, And part of our deal of me getting pregnant again, because I carried Remy, and now I'm carrying her embryo, okay?
I'm a great surrogate.
I'm just a surrogate.
The CEOs, need to delegate.
Delegated.
Yeah.
I was like, well, you know what? I don't want to do bedtime ever again. So she does bedtime.
Really hasn't.
Yeah, I really haven't.
The whole pregnancy.
I was like, you need to really parent Remy, because I will not have the energy. And so it's just like transparency and really talking through those things and coming to agreement.
Dividing and conquering.
Aligning and being on the same page.
It's not like a static setup forever. For example, as we grow Coolhaus, who knows, like we could have different chapters in our careers where one's working more, one's working less, vice versa. And so you never take those moments where you feel like maybe you have so much on your plate in a certain way, and I would never think like, oh, but she's not, because I could be in her position in that, in that regard in the future.
Coincidentally, both of us are not, stay-at-home mom material, if you will. Like stay-at-home mom, being a stay-at-home mom is like the hardest job, I think. Like, God bless all stay-at-home moms. Like, I just like couldn't do that. And I know that about myself. Yeah. And then Natasha knows that.
I could do that before you could.
Actually, you could probably do it more than I could.
It would be very busy days. I would fill them, for sure. But yeah, I think it's knowing, like having trust that it kind of will all even out, Like Freya did take a break actually before joining your company, and sort of reset and think what she wanted to do. But I thought, what if I want to do that at some point, There's one that I read the other day, but this is more of a funny one. It was like women have to do things twice as well as men to get the same amount of credit. Luckily, it's not that hard or something like that. No, that's just a Women's Month little throwaway funny one. Depends on the day or the mood. But what I would go to currently, well, I have to say I love our dairy-free line, which is relatively new. It's made from peas, brown rice, and cocoa butter. We have sandwiches and pints, and we're developing even new products with it. I think in pint form, the peanut butter fudge chip is so good. And then you love that horchata.
I love our dairy-free horchata ice cream sandwich, which we had at the Tea Drops retreat, and everyone was all about that one.
That one's special.
Snickerdoodle cookie, dairy-free horchata.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing's vegan.
Oh, and you had the new coffee one that we're launching at Whole Foods actually this month.
Okay,
awesome. In a partnership with a women-led, I have to say this, it's perfect for this conversation. It's a women-led coffee farm in East Africa that Whole Foods introduced us to. Amazing. We made the SKU with that coffee. It's delicious, just like a delicious creamy coffee ice cream. And then we'll be launching later in the year also a Pride pint that kind of celebrates the LGBT founding story for Coolhaus. That's like a mint cookie marshmallow.
So thanks so much for tuning in. Yeah. Thank you ladies so much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us. Awesome.